2011-2012 Erie Otters faced numerous challenges after collecting 40 wins the previous Ontario Hockey League season. With key players having graduated to the pro ranks, it was up to the core of young players to lead the Otters into the next chapter. Although this year's squad cannot achieve the success from past seasons, there are many highlights throughout the campaign that showed glimpses of a bright future for the Erie Otters. In just the second game back after a preseason injury, center Luke Cairns netted 2 goals and collected 3 assists for the first 5-point night of his career on October 7th against the defending OHL champion Owen Sound Attack. Captain Greg McKegg dished out a team record 6 assists, and the Otters earned their first win of the season, 7-5. Mired in an 8-game losing streak at the end of October, the Otters found themselves down 3-1 at home against the Kitchener Rangers. Rookie Stephen Harper led a comeback with a goal in each of the second and third periods to tie the game and force overtime. That set the stage for another rookie, Liam Mascant, to put home the game winner. His first OHL goal snapped the Otters' losing streak and gave them a 4-3 victory. Although it took until the 16:23 mark of the third period, Stephen Harper scored the teddy bear toss goal to send 4,951 stuffed animals flying onto the ice Thanksgiving night. Even though the Otters lost 3-1 to the Belleville Bulls, the Salvation Army came out as the winners as the recipients of the generous donations from Otters fans. The Otters traveled to Sarnia in hopes of ending a 13-game losing streak and did just that against one of the top teams in the OHL. It was the Otters class of 16-year-olds that took center stage, as Jake Evans scored his first 2 OHL goals, Nick Betts dished out 3 assists, and Travis Wood also scored a pair of goals as they carried the Otters to a 7-3 win over the Sting. The Otters were one of the busiest teams leading up to the trade deadline as they acquired 4 players and several draft picks. The Otters received Anthony Cortellessa in a trade from the Windsor Spitfires in mid-December, and followed that up with a blockbuster trade on January 5th that sent team captain Greg McKegg to the London Knights in exchange for Dane Fox and Troy Donne. The Otters also bolstered their blue line just before deadline's end when they acquired Jimmy McDowell from the Oshawa Generals. All 4 players proved to show that they could be valuable for future seasons. Cortellessa saw significant time on the penalty kill and a 4-game point-scoring streak in March. Fox scored his first OHL hat-trick to lead the Otters to a 7-4 win over the Sudbury Wolves in January. Donne spent most of the second half paired with Chris Grant on the blue line, and his tall stature makes him an intriguing NHL prospect. McDowell also provided steady support in defense as the team's most experienced OHLer. One of the most fascinating stories of the season was the emergence of 13th-round selection Connor Brown, who was the only Otter to play in all 68 games this season. The right-winger finished second in OHL rookie scoring 53 points, which included 2 hat-tricks. The first of those hat-tricks led the Otters to a 7-4 win over the Brampton Battalion on February 3rd, which also featured a 45-save performance from fan-favorite goaltender Ramis Sadikov. Rookie goaltender Devin Williams had perhaps the best goaltending performance throughout Erie's hockey history as he frustrated the Niagara Ice Dogs on February 15th. Despite a 62-18 shot advantage for the Ice Dogs, Williams kept the Otters in the game as his teammates sparked a third-period comeback with a pair of power play goals. Toronto Maple Leafs prospect Sondre Olden scored with 44 seconds remaining, and Williams held on with saves 60 and 61 to lead the Otters to a 2-1 win over the OHL's highest-scoring offense. Down 7-4 in the third period against the Saginaw Spirit on March 2nd, the Otters stormed to come back in the final 9 minutes of regulation. Chris Grant scored with 8:50 remaining to put the Otters within 2. After Dane Fox appeared to have scored during an Erie power play, Connor Brown later deflected his shot almost 2 minutes later for a hat-trick and to make the score 7-6. Stephen Harper then reached the 20-goal plateau with a nifty deflection of a Jimmy McDowell shot to force overtime with 45 seconds remaining. Although the Otters lost in the shootout 8-7, the game showed a glimpse of the team's firepower that could become unstoppable in the future. One of the most unusual moments in modern hockey history occurred on March 4th when the Otters visited the Niagara Ice Dogs. A mixture of injuries and playoff commitments forced the Otters to dress Ramis Sadikov as the only goaltender for the game. When Sadikov was injured in a collision just a minute 45 into the game, the Otters had to make a decision. In came Connor Crisp, who had not played a game all season due to a preseason injury and had it strapped on the goalie pad since he was 5 years old. Crisp made 32 saves, earned first-star honors, and became a crowd favorite in St. Catharines. Crisp was busy with interviews in the following week, as he spoke to over 24 media outlets about his brief tenure in the crease. Erie Shriners Hospital for Children and the Mario Lemieux Foundation benefited from the cult status of Crisp, as over 250 t-shirts were sold, and his game-worn jersey was auctioned off for $590 on eBay. Stephen Harper showed throughout the season why the Otters selected him with their first-round pick. The power forward showed good finishing ability and collected 24 goals in his rookie season, the best among players chosen in the 2011 OHL priority selection. He collected 9 points during the first 3 games of March, capped off by his first OHL hat-trick in a 10-6 loss to the Plymouth Whalers on March 7th. Harper's impressive rookie year could earn the Burlington, Ontario native high acclaim for the 2013 NHL entry draft. Not expected to return following the collision in the Connor Crisp game, Ramis Sadikov was able to make one last start in front of 4,504 Otters fans to close out his junior career. Sadikov was terrific throughout most of the game against the number 1 ranked London Knights as he made 42 saves, but the Otters could not generate any offense and lost 3-0 in the season finale. Following the game, Sadikov skated a farewell lap on the ice and spoke to the crowd in gratitude for his 3 seasons as an Erie Otter. The Otters have a bright future as they head towards the 2012-2013 season. Standout defenseman Adam Pelech earned high acclaim during his sophomore season as he represented Canada at the World Under-18 Championships and could earn a high selection at the NHL entry draft in June. Other draft-eligible players could hear their names called in June when the NHL draft is held in Pittsburgh, as Dane Fox, Connor Brown, Troy Donahue, and Liam Mascan were all ranked by NHL Central Scouting. A strong 16-year-old rookie class led by Stephen Harper, Jake Evans, and Devin Williams provide the Otters with young leaders for years to come. But a defining moment for the Otters occurred in early April when they announced 15-year-old center Connor McDavid as their first overall selection, the 3rd player to receive exceptional status in OHL history. Despite being younger than most of his peers, McDavid was the GTHL Player of the Year with the Toronto Marlboros and the OHL Cup MVP as he led the tournament with 19 points. With McDavid and the rest of a bright young group for the Otters, the opportunity for an OHL championship could return to Erie much sooner than expected. He didn't play in his first game until March, but his season debut was a memorable one. This centerman strapped on the goalie pads and became an immediate sensation as the second-year Erie Otter became known as an example of a team-first player. His hard work to step back on the ice as a forward after a preseason injury led to a return on March 7th, and he picked up an assist in his second shift back. The 2011-2012 Bastion Award for Dedication winner, Connor Crisp. Even though an early season injury cut out a portion of the season, this physical defenseman made the most of his second OHL season. Last year's Otters Rookie of the Year continued to develop a reputation as one of the steadiest blue liners in the OHL, and is a favorite among NHL scouts following a good performance at the CHL-NHL Top Prospects game in Kelowna, British Columbia. His play on the ice is paralleled by his success in the classroom, as he earns the award as the team's top student athlete for the 2nd year in a row. The 2011-2012 Search Family Scholastic Award winner, Defenseman of the Year, and Player of the Year, Adam Pelech. Even though he had a career-high 5-point game in October, this second-year forward did not break out until the second half of the year. After collecting just 13 points in his first 39 games, he closed out the season with 20 points in his final 24 games, setting career best with 13 goals, 20 assists, and 33 points. The 2011-2012 Most Improved Player, Luke Cairns. The fan favorite from Russia completed his final OHL season as a veteran goaltender who could keep his young team in close games. Last season's Player of the Year finished off a 3-year career with the Otters as he finished top 5 in career wins, save percentage, and goals against average. The 2011-2012 Lukashka Beniti 3-star award winner, Ramis Sadikov. first winner of the award was drafted in the 11th round of the 2011 OHL Priority Selection, and despite his late selection, he made the Otters lineup on opening night. During the season, he showed flashy offensive ability and a hard shot that could make him a dangerous player in the future. The second winner of the award started his rookie season off slow, not scoring his first goal until December 9th. The second-round selection came on strong in the second half of the season with a 6-game point-scoring streak in March, while showing potential to become a top-6 forward in his second OHL season. The 2011-2012 Vinnie Scott Award for determination winners Travis Wood and Jake Evans. While he isn't the biggest player on the ice, this rookie forward may be one of the smartest players in the league. His keen hockey sense led to a 53-point season that was second best among first-year players in the OHL. The 13th round selection in 2010 was the OHL's Rookie of the Month in December, and he was the only Otter to play in all 68 games, accumulating just 14 penalty minutes. The 2011-2012 Most Sportsmanlike Player, Connor Brown. On a team that featured several rookies, two came out as the cream of the crop. The first rookie was a 13th round pick in the 2010 OHL Priority Selection, who has emerged as one of the league's top first-year players and was the first ever Erie Otter to be named to the OHL's first all-rookie team. His 53 points were second among OHL rookies. The second rookie was the first-round pick of the Otters in 2011, and he did not disappoint. With 24 goals, he had the most goals for any 16-year-old in the OHL, and he showed a great ability to be a top goal scorer at the major junior level. The 2011-2012 Rookies of the Year, Connor Brown and Stephen Harper. Signed as a free agent out of the Detroit area last season, this friendly forward has contributed with a strong defensive game and excellent back-checking during his tenure in Erie. Off the ice, he has contributed in many other ways. Whether he has read the students or captained the floor hockey team in gym class, he's enjoyed representing the Otters as a positive ambassador to the Erie community. The 2011-2012 Steve Nimagon Humanitarian Award winner, Mac McDonnell.